Hello, fellow YouTubers. This is AMH9217. Just wanted to actually start my process of doing a YouTube video. Kind of, I don't know, what we would call it, updates or what have you for model trains. Of course, I model HO and HO only. It's just me personally, my personal opinion. Anywho, my friend does this with his layout, and he's kind of encouraged me. Well, he hasn't encouraged me, but he's definitely inspired me, and also from many other YouTubers who do this as well, who kind of inspired me to start this on my own. So I thought, why not? What the heck? I don't have nothing else. I have nothing to lose while doing it, so why not? So let me kind of show you let me explain a couple things. For one, did have a layout, don't have a layout anymore, I really miss it. I had a 14 modular setup layout. It was modulars that were 2.5 feet by roughly, 4 feet long. The layout roughly set about 3.5 to 4 feet high, had adjustable legs and everything. I can eventually show you pictures and drawings of it at some point down the line, but it was a layout my father built. And I had that for a long time. It didn't have any scenery, it was just bare tabletop. It was painted like a tan cream. And then we used Kato HO scale snap track, and I kept all the track. I had to get rid of the layout due to how I moved to Bend, Oregon. So I do not have the layout anymore, but that was basically the only thing I did throughout. Train-wise, that was big. Everything else I kept. So I kept all the rolling stock, I kept all my locomotives and engines, I kept everything else that made everything go, just besides the table set. I am in the process of planning and designing to build a layout. I don't know if I'm going to hook up with my friend or not. Still kind of in the air, but at least I will try and start building my modular layout again to where I am flexible and universal to where I can actually hook up with my friends or others. I don't know. It just depends on where things go with my life. So yes, I do have a great majority of trains to start. This is going to be one of my big projects I'm going to be working on of lately. So let me explain this guy to you. So this is all custom. I don't know if any of you guys know your locomotives very well. This is a complete error. Of course, and this is the Cascade Green with the white patched nose on the front of the engine. Of course, BN had these in SC60Ms. Of course, this isn't an SC60M. If you look carefully at the locomotive, this is actually just a simple SC70 Mac that Athearn Genesis made. What I'm going to end up... So this was an error. I did paint this. I did know when I painted this that it was going to be wrong in the first place. I did want this paint scheme, though, to run with my other SC70 Macs. So this was an error on my behalf, but that's going to change. Now that Athearn Genesis has come out with SC60Ms and these paint schemes, I'm just going to most likely end up just purchasing one like that and make it more legit and just have the real thing. So I've decided to do that, and I'm putting money off to the side for that. But in the meantime, though, then I have this engine still left over, and I didn't know exactly what I'm going to do with it. And I did come to a conclusion what I am going to do to it. Basically, it's going to be in BNSF, of course, still. But it's going to be in the Heritage 3 paint scheme, or the known swoosh, BNSF swoosh scheme. So I have already ordered the decals from Microscale, and they're on their way. And I will start working on this locomotive. I'll carefully take it all apart. I've looked at photographs of the real thing. They do have some SC70 Macs in the Heritage 3 paint scheme. I don't know if they have a lot out there, but I do know they have some. Definitely ones with the high hooded headlights, or the cab headlights, excuse me, I take that back, and whatnot. Basically, all I'm going to have to really do, honestly, is when I purchase this locomotive stock, it comes with a primered, like a light gray primered frame that's glossed over, so I'm going to have to strip the frame down and then make it metallic silver and then gloss coat it, and same thing with this truck side frames, which I already have to do that, and that's just going to be simple, air can spray paint. Then the body is going to be airbrushed, of course, and that's I'm going to have to strip the decals and paint off of it and primer it, and then paint it the pumpkin orange and then the gloss black, or the black, jet black that goes on around. And then, of course, do the decaling, which is always a real fun part, hence my sarcasm. Anywho, I believe this was actually one of my first locomotives I've actually done on my own, by myself, without the aid of help of anybody. I did this. I was very proud of myself because I did a pretty good job on it, honestly, and I was, sorry, just me. But I thought, all right, well, I did this, I've, did a good job on it, but let's go ahead and let's take it a step higher and make it better. So yeah, I'm going to end up doing that, and it's going to be my project, and I'll keep you guys updated with this locomotive. This is going to be one of the big ones right now. Everything else is just going through all my rolling stock and locomotives and slowly cleaning them up and getting them running once again, which a lot of everything's already fine. I just have to go through and clean stuff up. Hence, I used to be a part of an old railroad club, and I have to take off, my member number on the bottom of the car, and then the railroad I was at, you had to have a resistor on your axles. So like, here's an example of some that were actually pulled off. Your detection resistors, so they know where the train was at on the layout. And hence I don't need that anymore because I'm no longer a member, so I'll be ripping those off. So it's just simple stuff like that. But I think the big piece, though, that I'm really working on is the majority are the locomotives right now, and I'm just slowly starting to restore them. I do not have any DCC yet. I do have some locomotives that are DCC, but I don't not personally own any DCC cabs or anything like that to run my locomotives. I'm still an analog guy. But my goal is to slowly convert all my engines to DCC. I think that's probably the biggest one in my eyes right now. But before I have the money to do that, at least I can prep the locomotives, clean them up, and get them all ready and running nicely. Because a lot of them are fine, I don't have to really touch them, and some of them I have to go in and just gut them and clean them. Hence, I have some other SC70 Max that were really grimy and nasty from running them all the time, and I had to go in and strip them and clean them up, which was a lot of fun. But anywho, so yeah, so that's kind of a first video. Don't know what else too much to say, honestly. Rate, subscribe, give your comments or your feedback. I'd love to hear it, honestly. Kind of a person, I love to hear other people's opinions and their feedback. Definitely helps me in the long run, and whatnot. But I will say, out of due respect for me, if you have any rude or derogatory remarks to say, please don't comment. Just saying that, and this will be the only time I say that, just my opinion. I don't necessarily like that stuff. So if you're going to be rude and disrespectful, please keep that in your mind, and do not rate or comment on my videos about, if anything, that you dislike or anything to the point where it's just basically dissing me. I do not appreciate or tolerate of that. So that's only my harsh kind of feedback for you guys. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. Have a terrific day, and I'll keep you guys updated. This is AMH9217 signing out.